my number one core principle is know thyself. I want everybody here to understand that if you don't know yourself, you definitely don't know where you're going. Because people are going to be telling you who you are. People are going to be telling you what you're going to become. And you're going to be disappointed with yourself. So I'm going to leave you with these core principles. I want you to understand that your first thing that you need to know is to know thyself. I knew myself. I knew I was broke. I knew I was poor. I knew I was black. I knew I was an African. For the people who are following them, the little ants, they follow them. Now, I am going to use this ant as a white man. And I'm going to use the sugar as a black man. So you will know thyself. When the white man sees gold or diamonds from far, he doesn't come alone. He comes with his people and he's following. And he will come and he will take the gold. He saw it from far. The white man is playing the ant rule. So they say a black man is a bad man. But the black man is the sugar. Meaning that there's something sweetness. There's sweetness in the black man. There's sweetness in you. There is something in you that they're chasing you. They're coming for you. Somebody is coming for you because you are the gold. You didn't know that you are the gold. This is why I want you to know thyself, because you are the gold. You are the reason why the ant has come with his army and took the sugar and built mountains. You are the reason why the white man has come with his army, took your gold and built skyscrapers. So, if the ant or the white man has done so much out of you, I want you to start to ask yourself the question, who am I? It's also not about the industry being difficult. Okay? You have to understand that difficult people live difficult lives. Simple people live simple lives. Rich minds get money. Foolish people end up with foolish people. Smart people end up with smart people. Bad girls end up with bad girls. It's the industry you choose. Are you ready for it? Then you have to take it to the top. Jackie did it. She went in the movie industry and blasted her face all over Africa. She was ready. You have to be ready. If you're not ready, any industry will swallow you. It's not property, it's not music, it's not football. Any industry will swallow you if you're not ready. Life is only looking for people who are ready to leave it and to make a change. So you have to have that spirit that you want to make a change. And when you go, you change the industry. That's what I did with real estate. It's never my business. I accidentally got into it. I rented a building for a nightclub. I got the money from the nightclub and I bought the building with the receipts that I got from the nightclub. And when I sold the building, I got the same profit from the nightclub. I got it from the building. But one of the money was more intact. You know, the other one was scattered. So I said, okay, I don't want to be scatter. I just want to be. And so when I entered the industry, I asked myself, who is the giant here? Who is the giant here? I cleared everybody and I put my face there because that was my mission, that I'm going to impact the industry. I'm going to impact society with the industry. You need that spirit. What's the next question? It's me to FJC's principle number 3. Time. Time. You guys are never appreciating the time. This time I'm standing here with you, I could charge you $3 million because if I tell you what I'm worth in an hour, you wouldn't believe it. I didn't wait for anybody to put that wealth on me. I said I am worth this much in an hour. That is the value of my time. This is the same kid that started as a penniless, broke child. When I found out about myself, and when I started to appreciate creation, I put the value on myself, and I realized that my time here is all I have. That's all I have. You can't tell me nothing about it. I am going to grow old. I am going to die one day. And you will do the same. But before we both die, what are we doing with our time? I want you to see the importance of your time. Okay? Time is not a joke. If you wanted to be a footballer when you were 15 years old and you're 27 years today, you haven't become a footballer, my brother, forget it. Start thinking about being a coach. The football time, gone. This is time. Watch your step. Don't waste your time. Don't talk about people. You know, the only reason why they talk behind my back is because they're behind me. That's why I've never looked. I don't look. I am just going. Wow. But I have something to share for you with money. It's a very, 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 very powerful being. Money has human in it. Money has a spirit in it. Money is powerful. God created it, but it's very powerful. And today I want to share that with you, because the president is looking for it, the bishop is looking for it, the prostitute is looking for it, the working person is looking for it, everybody is looking for it. So who is this money? And I know you are all looking for it too. And I just want to hear, is there anybody here not looking for it? Everyone is looking for it. Well, let me break it down for you. M, money. M says, many would die for me. O says, over me, many would die. N says, never will you and I say no to I. Please follow this code and see how powerful money is. And then E is telling you that eternal is my life. Every one of us came to meet it. Every one of us left it. From King Solomon to David to Kwame Nkrumah and freedom and cheddar, one day is going to leave it. But money is still here. Please, don't you want to get a minute for yourself and ask money some questions and stop chasing money? At least take a minute, take a day, and try and find why money. Why did God even create it in the first place? You would understand the value of life if you ask these questions. As I repeat it again, those who know the value of life will find out what the money is worth. I'm going to repeat it again. For those who know the value of life would understand what the money is worth. That's the only thing that controls us. Okay? I don't know which one that we're worshiping, but if they put you in a church for 8 hours, you're going to get up and go out and say, this pastor is preaching for too long. You will go out. But you wake up from Monday to Saturday and you work over 40 hours just to get paid. So I want to know, who do you think people are worshiping? Because are they pretending that they're worshiping God or they're worshiping money? I want to know. Because I want to know, if you want this money, you need to understand these consequences of life and money. Because that's my fifth principle. And guess what? Money used to be my girlfriend, but now she's not. She's something else for me that I can't tell you about, because I elevated. Most people think that when you become successful, you can be happy. No. Being successful doesn't necessarily bring happiness. Maybe you should find the happiness first, and it can lead you to success. This is freedom. When you know what you're capable of, what you know, when you know what you can contribute to society, the impact that you can bring to generations, you already have a value. You're free in the spirit, and you can do whatever you want to do. Even though they want to question you, you have no answers for them. God's grace cannot be questioned, period. And that's freedom. It's an eternal freedom. It's eternal. Nobody should take this. When you have this, anyone that have this from now onwards, it's either richer than freedom or as rich as me. Because you think my wealth is those things? No. No, it's not those buildings. I told you I did all that in 1 decade. It's not. It's materials. It's buildings. It's cars. I'm not going to be buried with this. I'm not going to take this value with me. I will leave it behind. But one thing that I'm going to leave with you, that you will remember me for a legacy, is these principles I've shared with you today. It's my investment to you. It's very important that I could have given you money, you will spend it. I can give you a ride, but tomorrow you jump on a Trotsky. I could do anything, and it won't last with you for even a couple of days. But these words will probably even stay with you and your spirit when you're in heaven. Freedom. And that's my SiD principle. Your freedom. You need this more than anything. See, a lot of people think when they get the money, everything will be okay. Lie. Get it and see. There will be more problems after the money than you ever expected. But freedom becomes the core principle, the SiD principle that you need to make it to the 7th. If you make it to the 7th, you're truly God's son. The 7th day is the Sabbath day, and that's the code. Don't lose the 7 principles. Don't lose the 7 decades. Don't lose the 7 phases, and don't lose the 7 stages. Because even the Bible warned you that the Creator is number 7. That's when he took his time out. So you need to follow the code. Now, freedom. People underestimate what freedom is, because when you have freedom, you can't see the value. When you lose freedom, you will pay anything for freedom. Because you have it, you don't know. It's like the air you breathe. It's freedom. When you have the air that you're breathing, you don't pay for it. So you don't know. You don't value it. When you start running out of this breath now, you will pay anything to get this breath back. When you lose your chance of having this opportunity of speaking, the freedom of being who you are, if somebody took it away from you and you had 1 billion in the bank and they told you, give me that money and let me give you your freedom back, you will give it. So freedom, it's more expensive than money. It's very much needed. This takes us to Africa. You think you have your freedom? No. If you had your freedom, I won't be here today. You just had your independence. You haven't gotten your freedom yet. You need your freedom of thought, your freedom of wealth, your freedom of riches, your freedom of happiness. You don't have it. I am here to share that with you, to let you know how important this freedom is. I'm not here to tell you about the houses I built, all the cars I bought, all the watches I got. In fact, if I tell you about that, you're going to become my enemy. So I don't want to. I will share this cause with you. I want to share these principles with you. That freedom is the biggest thing for the black nation worldwide. This is what we need. This is what we need to restore our value back. We need that freedom of thought and freedom of wealth, being able to create our own, being able to build our children from scratch as business people and not workers, as industrialists and economists, self-made presidents and not a democratic president. I'm sorry, but I mean, this might just choke a lot of people all over Africa, but I just think that if we are going to be presidents, we have to be presidents by our own, from our own, not from someone else's constituency. One day, I pray that God changes this narrative for black people all over Africa and all over the world. It's part of the freedom movement that I would like to change. The seventh core principle is wisdom. And I got a lot of it. You know, I'm very, very rich in God's kingdom. I am heavily rich. I am goddamn wealthy because of wisdom. I can stand with, the only time I have pride is when I stand under the shelter of the mightiness. I can say it, that I am wealthy. My wealth is endless, because even when I die and go, you will see that this moment I shared with you has been shared with other millions of kids, and there is an impact that is transcending, that is traveling. I came as a walking memorial. I changed the grounds, I changed the landmark, I changed your streets, I changed your roads, I changed your lifestyle. I made you more hungry. I stopped you from getting angry. I made you jealous, but I woke you up. All because of what? Wisdom. You got it. You have to get this one. You are not a complete man if you don't have it. You are not a complete woman if you don't have it. Wisdom is the freshest seed that germinates in us. Nobody knows who we can become until our wisdom prevails. That's when we stand on stages. That's when we look so tall, but in real life we're so small.